Being friendly. Tuesday evening was Chinese from the place on 61st Street, just like every Tuesday. When Bernard rang up from downstairs to let us know the delivery man was in the elevator, Mom gave me 2 20s from her purse. "Wait until he rings the buzzer, Albie," Mom told me, "and don't tip more than 5. "Okay," I told her, just as the bell rang. It was my favorite delivery man, Wei. He always smiled big when he saw me. "Albie!" he shouted, like he was surprised to see me there, even though I answered the door every time. He lifted one of the food bags like he was waving. "Hi, Wei," I said, smiling back. "How much?" $27.60. He showed me the receipt stapled to one of the bags, because sometimes, with numbers, it was hard to understand what Wei was saying. I took the bags and handed them to my mom, who put them on the table. They smelled greasy and meaty and delicious, like Tuesday evening. "Thanks," I told Wei, handing over the 2 20s. "Can I get..." In my head, I rounded up the change like Mom and Dad do when they give tips in the cab. $4 back? "Sure thing." Wade took a wad of bills out of his pocket and placed the 20s on the outside, then flicked past the 10s and 5s till he got to the 1s in the middle. He peeled off 4 for me. "Here you go, Albie." Wei handed over the bills. "Shishi." At least that's what it sounded like he said. I raised an eyebrow at him. "Thank you," he explained. "How do you say thank you in Korean?" I looked at Mom. Sometimes people think I know Korean because I'm half, but I only know hello and a couple foods. Mom spoke it with her grandparents, but I don't think she likes to anymore. Mom was busy setting the food out on plates, so she couldn't tell me how to say thank you to Wei in Korean. "I'll tell you next time," I said. He winked. "Bye then," he said. "Shishi," I answered, and I closed the door. Dad snapped shut his laptop and got up from the couch as I handed Mom the change. "Oh, Albie," Mom said, looking at the $4. "I said don't tip more than 5. "I didn't," I started to say. "I just rounded up the change." But before I could tell her that, Dad put a hand on my shoulder. "He was just being friendly, weren't you, Albie?" He looked at Mom, still staring at the 4 1s. "It's just a few dollars." That's when I started to get the feeling in my brain I sometimes got, when something that was clear before all of a sudden turned fuzzy. I sat down, and Mom scooped some rice onto my plate, with kung pao and an egg roll. $27.60. I put the number in my brain and tried to keep it there while I chewed my egg roll. $27.60. I'd started with $40, and I gave Mom 4. Over and over, I tried to subtract the numbers, but I didn't want to do it on paper, because I didn't want Mom and Dad to know I was subtracting, so it was hard. Every time I did it, I got a different number. Fuzzy. Fuzzier. I gulped down the last of my egg roll. "Everything okay, Albie?" Dad said, looking at me carefully. "Yep," I told him. I picked up my fork and mixed the kung pao up with my rice, and decided that maybe I was being friendly after all.